Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're taking you on a tour of one of the most dynamic art galleries on the planet. But here's the thing, you're not going to find it in some stuffy museum. Nope. You'll find it splashed across the streets, tucked into alleys, and even covering car parks in Brighton. This is a city that's literally turned itself into a living, breathing canvas.
And that idea, well, it just perfectly captures the spirit of Brighton's art scene, right? Creativity here refuses to be put in a box, or a frame for that matter. It just spills out everywhere, on any surface it can find, and it's basically inviting you to come and discover it.
So where's the main entrance to this massive gallery? You might be surprised. It's actually a pub right near the train station called the Prince Albert. Think of it as the perfect starting point, the grand entrance hall that tells you everything you need to know about what makes this place so unique.
I mean, just look at this place. The pub's entire wall is a canvas. It's incredible. You've got this amazing mural of musical heroes. We're talking absolute legends, done by a local artist named Riki. But right next to it, that's probably the city's most iconic piece of street art. And oh, does it have a story.
$575,000. That is what the original Banksy sold for back in 2014. And yeah, it caused a huge controversy. I mean, it really got people asking, can you just take public art, something that was a gift to the city, and sell it off? But love it or hate it, that sale absolutely put Brighton on the global street art map. The one you see there now, by the way, is a protected replica.
So yeah, the Banksy piece is what draws a lot of people in. It's the big name attraction. But listen, the real magic of Brighton's gallery, it's not about one single piece. It's about what happens when you start to wander, when you look just a little bit deeper. All right, so we've left the entrance hall. Now we're heading into the main exhibition spaces. But forget what you think you know about galleries. There are no quiet, white-walled rooms here. Nope, these are the city's back streets, and they are alive.
Just a short walk away, you'll find Trafalgar Lane. Now, it looks like just a narrow, kind of unassuming alley, but to anyone in the know, artists and locals alike, it has a different name, Trafalgar Lane. And trust me, it has earned that nickname. This little alleyway is basically the beating heart of the whole scene. What's so cool about it is that nothing is permanent. A masterpiece you see one day could literally be gone the next, painted right over. But that's the point. That's what makes it so exciting and keeps it so vibrant. And you know, just like any famous gallery, Brighton has its own master artists. Once you start looking, you'll see their styles pop up everywhere. You'll spot REQ's incredibly realistic portraits, these giant robot characters from Snub that look like they're guarding the buildings. Then there are the pop art paste-ups from the Postman, and these fun little Sinbot characters from Cine 1 hiding in all sorts of places. Okay, let's step into a kind of special exhibit now. We're going to focus on one artist whose work tells this amazing story about way more than just art. It's about community and purpose.
So, as you're wandering around Brighton, you start to see these things. They're everywhere. These colorful, pixelated cassette tapes on the green utility boxes. And you just have to ask, what is the deal with all the cassettes?
Well, the story behind them is actually pretty incredible. This isn't your typical rebellious graffiti. It started as a community project. The artist, who goes by Cassette Lord, actually got the city council's permission to brighten up these boring old boxes. It was part of a program teaching art to young offenders, and it just blossomed into this beloved citywide installation.
And get this, his technique is totally unique. He's not just painting cassettes, he's building them out of real old-school tapes. He sources these discarded cassettes and sculpts them into these amazing pixelated images. He's literally turning nostalgia into public art you can actually touch.
And really, his whole approach just nails the philosophy of the entire Brighton scene. This quote says it all. Art shouldn't be locked away somewhere. It should be out here, with us, part of the landscape for everyone to see and experience.
Okay, but what if I told you the tour's not over yet? In fact, some of the absolute best stuff in Brighton is hidden. It's totally off the radar for most visitors. To see the rest of the collection, you have to know where to look, and you have to go inside.
That's right. There is this whole other side to the gallery, tucked away from the streets. We're talking about commissioned pieces, paid for by local businesses. These are the pubs, cafes, and shops that don't just appreciate the art scene, they're actively supporting it, hiring the artists to make their spaces unique.
And just look at where this art is. It shows how deep this culture runs in the city. We're talking about mind-blowing murals from top artists hidden away in a hotel's underground parking garage, in the basement of a burger restaurant, the back room of a pub, even inside a record shop. It's everywhere.
And this is what's so important to understand about Brighton. You know, a lot of cities have street art, but here, the community embraces it. Local businesses are paying artists, commissioning work, and making it part of who they are. It's a real partnership between the city and its artists.
Which brings us back to the whole philosophy of this place. Unlike a museum where things stay the same for years, this gallery, well, it's alive. It's a constantly changing exhibition that is never, ever done.
You can really see how the scene has evolved over time, right? It started with those early graffiti pioneers, then had that huge international moment with Banksy. Now you have artists working with the city council. It's always changing. And it's not stopping. They're already planning a new public art trail for 2026.
So what's the bottom line here? It's this. Brighton's gallery is probably one of the most accessible in the entire world simply because the entire city is the gallery. The art is a living, breathing part of Brighton. And the best part? You never, ever know what masterpiece you're going to find just around the next corner.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. What's the real value of art that's totally free for everyone to see, but might just be gone tomorrow? It's a question that really gets to the heart of what makes this living gallery in Brighton so incredibly special.